baby. Welcome to Wednesday night here in the basement. Hope y'all are doing well. Got a fun one for you. Gonna talk Andor. Everyone will be like, Andor is not Star Wars. It's the best Star Wars. And it's already begun. But it accomplished something. Let's give it credit. And James Gunn did a big old Rolling Stone interview, which I'm not going to pay Rolling Stone for, so I can't read the damn article. But many quotes happened. So we'll go over those. And a humongous Doomsday plot that we need to talk about also happened. And thus, the nerdy content shall be. But before we get into all that, you know what to do. Fill your cup and you light your smoke. And you relax a bit. Because it's Wednesday night in the basement. And it's time to get nerdy. And you relax. This is Wednesday night in the basement. Time to get What is happening, my friends? How are we all doing tonight? Welcome to Wednesday night here in the basement. What's happening, chat? What's happening, replay people? Go ahead and do me a favor real quick and hit them buttons. Hit that like. If you haven't done so, please hit the subscribe and also the notification bell. How are we all doing tonight? Welcome to Wednesday night. Quick little taps, clicks, however you navigate the screen that you happen to be watching this on. Please, pretty, hit those buttons. Anyway, what's up, chat? Justin, Andor is not Star Wars. Anyways, have a nice. Yes, Icarus, Andor equals the best Star Wars. What's up, Brooke? What's up, Delta Dan? How are we all doing this evening? C-Dub. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know what's happening around where y'all live, but here in the Metro Detroit area, we get some thunderstorms tonight. I can see lightning right out the window right over there. Got a window right over there. I can watch the lightning walk on in. Speaking of lightning, holy shizzle. Mrs. Chillin showed me. Is that a TikTok? Here in the Metro Detroit area, we get the thunderstorms tonight. I can see lightning right out the window right over there. I can watch the lightning walk on in. Speaking of lightning, holy shizzle. Mrs. Chillin showed me. Yeah. Mrs. Chillin showed me the dopest ass thing on TikTok. Is called what is it called? A rainbow storm or something? So yeah, it's called rainbow lightning. And like literally this video, there's a rainbow shimmering down and then lightning starts striking around it. Bro, nature literally did Infinity War battle, or the Battle of Wakanda in Infinity War. Like when Thor arrives, that is legit what it fucking looked like. It was awesome. It lit my nerdy heart up, and on top of that, it was just beautiful to see. Like the beauty of nature was in this video. It was fucking amazing. It was literally a minute, right? Oh yeah, y'all just coming over from the member stream. 98 degrees. Where the fuck do you live again? I forget. I mean, it's been in the 80s pretty steady up here in Michigan. It's been in the 80s pretty steady up here in Michigan. Yeah, I just realized what I'm gonna have to do. Degrees. Where the fuck do you live again? I'm a little annoyed about one thing. I could not, for the life of me, find that article that Josh had yesterday talking about those Doomsday leaks. And of course, he didn't fucking remember where he found it. I'm a little annoyed. Well, actually, C-Dub, that's not all lightning. There is ground to cloud. There is actual cloud to ground lightning. And there's cloud to cloud lightning. And there's also intra cloud lightning, where the bolt literally stays inside the border of the cloud it launched in. There's a time when I thought I was gonna like do weatherman-y type stuff, or maybe possibly work for NOAA. So like I had a quick flirtation with meteorology. I still remember a couple things. Oh yeah, that's right, NoCal. Yeah, that's right. You're up around Bay Area. You're up in E40 and Too Short Country. I have an echo. God damn it. You know what? Bet you. Bet you. Yep. There we go. Fixed it. I knew exactly what it was. As soon as you said it, I forgot to hit one little button. Just one. But I hit it now. So we're good. Only talking about lightning strikes, not lightning in general. Well, right, but I'm just saying it doesn't always work like that. Like the strike will go from cloud to ground or from cloud to cloud or stay in a cloud. But yeah, the first, like, I'm with you on this one. Like, I always thought lightning was just cloud to ground until I learned about ground to cloud, and then I freaked the fuck out. I was like, what? What do you mean the ionization begins on the ground? That's crazy. But true. Watch the Dan to Dan anime movie in theaters. Nice. Cat. He's so cute though. He's so cute though. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to cheat a little on the Doomsday League. I'm just gonna warn you now. So what's going up with y'all? Brooks watching some Dan to Dan. Gonna play some games tomorrow. I actually have tomorrow off. Clinic I work at is celebrating Juneteenth by letting us not be there. Yeah. I'm still on the fence if I'm going to be productive or not tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Brooke. Join the Discord. You barely get lightning out there? Remember seeing some real cool ones as a kid visiting my cousins in Indiana? Oh, yeah. You want you want the good lightning? Well, obviously there's Tornado Alley. But we here in the eastern Midwest, I guess, because people like to call Montana the Minnesota the Midwest. I'm like, what? Oh. But that's just me being provincial. Anywho, um, but yeah, the Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, we get some weather. We have the Great Lakes. That helps a lot. I mean, Michigan it consists of two peninsulas linked by a bridge. So, I mean, if you want to, technically, Michigan has water on six sides. Yeah. You guys want to hear something crazy? Like, we've all known Ironheart's kind of coming or whatever. But that motherfucking shit's next week, bro. Like next Tuesday, it actually premieres. Half the show, 3 episodes. How long are those episodes? Each episode of Ironheart will have a runtime of approximately 40 to 50 minutes. What? Yeah. You actually going to speak about the... No, you're not. You just made me scroll through all that for no motherfucking reason. Oh, Marvel Brazil leaked the runtime. That's hilarious. So 41 minutes for episode 1, 48 for 2, 53 for 3, 50 for 4, 57 for 5, 40 for 6. How the hell? Damn, that's like the finale's the shortest episode. Michigan is just Midwest like me in Missouri. Oh, you remember chilling in their basement? Yeah, I see what you did there. Well done. In Indiana, watching the Weather Channel, waiting to see if the tornado. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, my dad had a weather radio with like the alarm on it, tuned to NOAA. So like, anytime some whack storm hit in the middle of the night, we fucking knew it. Problem is the damn thing could go off in the middle of the night with marine weather reports as well. Like, because, like I said, we're surrounded by water over here. So, like, big waves, we'd still get that alert at 2 in the morning. That kind of sucked. But it was always kind of fun. Like, ooh, we get to go hide in the basement and screw off. I enjoyed that as a kid. Yeah, Ironheart Tuesday, and it's got long episodes. It's just funny the finale is the shortest one. I mean, I'm probably being nitpicky, but generally you want your finale to be one of the longer ones. At least in my mind, that's how I would do it. The second to last episode is almost a fucking hour. Though. It's almost like they're doing like a third of the finale in the episode immediately, the penultimate episode, as they say. What up, Griff? So we may actually have to spread that shit out because that's that. Well, I mean, that's total runtime, doesn't include intros and credits. So we're looking at 35 minutes, probably 40 minutes for that one. We're already an hour and 10. Well, it wouldn't be any worse than watching a movie together. So, all right, yeah, we'll still do her if y'all wanna. Y'all wanna watch? Y'all wanna watch some Ironheart on Tuesday? It does feel like Tornado Alley has shifted east this year, closer to the Mississippi River area. Has it? I haven't actually checked on that to see what's happening. Haven't actually checked on that. Yeah, if y'all want to, we'll check out the Ironheart show together, at least the first half of it. I will say this. Uh, they're showing more magic in those last few clips they've released or whatever, and that's actually kind of cool. They probably should have led with that instead of just trying to make it all about, like, like, people love magic. Like, don't, if you have dope magic in your project, then, hype it. And you don't wait till the last fucking minute to do so. Like, what the hell? Disney needs to go over to DC and steal that motherfucking marketing executive back, because that dude's doing a bang up job on Superman. And Marvel's marketing lately has been suspect at times. Not always. Like, they're doing pretty okay with Fantastic Four marketing, but like, they probably could have generated more interest in Ironheart by dropping that magic footage, like, I don't know, this spring, maybe March, April, not like literally a week before the fucking show comes out. I haven't gotten to that yet, Griff. So, yep, we'll do her, but good lord, that's a short ass finale. Like, episode 5, 57, episode 6, the final episode, 40. The shortest episode of the entire season by 1 minute, with the premiere only being 41. So yeah, 41, 48, 53, 50, 57, 40. You know what that's like? That right there. Our whole state's getting hammered right now. I haven't actually looked at the radar. I just looked out the window and saw high winds, rain, and thunder and lightning and went, yep, we're getting stormed on. Damn, now you got me curious and shit. Distract me from my fucking point. All right, we'll go with the weather channels. Yeah, it's a pretty good chunk of storm we got going on there. Oh, see this here little Detroit dot. I'm not in that dot, but I'm a little over here with the dot. So all the heavy shit's already gone, and that shit's leaving. This is a projection. Oh, look, I'll be in the clear by 11. Ooh, follow up? Or is it? Nope, it cut north and it's fading. Ooh, will this bitch swing around though, or is that just going to keep following that track and miss us too? Now, this is where I used to live up in Flint. They're going to get beat on. See, here's where we were. Here's now. I'm down to just the greens. It's going to clear up. Maybe this little tail will come back up and sideswipe us. Maybe, because there's still more shit forming over here in the home of cheese and sausage, also known as Wisconsin. How about that? Them apples. What's up, Justice Act? Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit the button. Yeah, there's one that looks like this. Then there's an oval one, says subscribe. And then there's a little bell one. Hit all those. Playing with some guys from Michigan right now. They're saying it's getting pretty bad out. What part of Michigan are they in? I'm wrong. Michigan is eastern, Midwest. Yeah, fucking Minnesota. What part of do you know what part of Michigan they're in, Griff? Justice Act. Right. Sorry. I just watched Thunderbolts. What do you think about it? I thought it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. It spoke to me. I've had similar issues to what they were going through in my life. Well, not had, have. Yeah, that movie spoke to me, and on top of that, it was just in general a good friggin' movie. It did not deserve the treatment it got at the box office, but brand damage is a bitch. Like, they didn't learn from the market. Did it even make $200 million? Oh, just cleared it. 206 million against a production budget of 374 million. That movie lost a shit ton of money. And it was not like it wasn't a bad movie. Like it wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination. Let's be real here. I wouldn't call it great. But it was not a bad movie. Like Love and Thunder was a worse movie than the Marvels. Quantumania was a worse movie than the Marvels. Brave New World was a worse movie than the Marvels. What up, Prez? Oh, I'm in a new locale and I'm still working on my lighting. That's why. And also storm clouds. What's up, Prez? They shouldn't have made Cap 4. That's what severely hurt Thunderbolts. Frankly, they should have included Falcon and Thunderbolts and just made one movie. I agree with they shouldn't have made Cap 4. Or at least they shouldn't have made it what it was. They could have done a Cap 4 that would have been engaging, gripping, and much more badass, but they chose not to. So I would say they shouldn't have made it the way they did. There are effective ways to where the Cap 4 movie would have been dope. You heard it did well in the box office? What? Thunderbolts? No. Thunderbolts hasn't even hit 400 million yet. Like Brave New World is going to make more than Thunderbolts. Yeah, unfortunately Thunderbolts is financially a box office flop. And it did not deserve it. But yeah, Brave New World definitely hurt Thunderbolts quite a bit. The overall degradation of the brand over the last few years hurt Thunderbolts. And no matter how much we may love some of those characters, let's face it, Thunderbolts was a movie about C tier characters. Sentry was a B character. Is a B tier character. Eternals? Nah. Love and Thunder's the worst, then Quantumania. Then Brave New World, probably. I mean, I wouldn't put Eternals like super high, but like they're definitely more than 2 or 3 movies worse than Eternals. 100%. I actually liked it a bit more on the rewatch. Oh, now that's a good idea, C-Dub. Oh, Rotten Tomatoes? Yeah, well. Are you looking at the critic scores or what they now call the popcorn score and what they used to call the audience score? Because when it comes to comic book movies in general, I ignore the critics because they're not nerds. They generally don't know what the fuck they're talking about or what they're looking at. Feel like a second one would have been better. Well, they're not going to get their own solo movie, but they will be back next phase. It just won't be in an Eternals movie. But they will be back in a significant way. Because there's a story in Marvel Comics. That involves the Eternals, the mutants, and the Avengers, and Celestials. It is called Judgment Day. Because the Eternals are after the mutants. because the mutants, at least in this story, I don't know if this is a full-on retcon, but insofar as the Judgment Day story is concerned, mutants are supposedly descendants of the deviants, which is, if you recall from the Eternals, those critters that the Eternals were created to get rid of by the Celestials. And supposedly the mutants are descendants of those deviants. Therefore, the Eternals want to kill the mutants. Of course, the mutants don't want to die, so they're going to fight. The Avengers are going to be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? So they'll be like, why are you trying to kill the mutants? So they'll get all up in it. And then, of course, the Celestials are showing up because they're the ones that task the Eternals with cleansing the mutants from Earth, or they're just going to cleanse Earth, period. So, yeah, it's a big old thing. And now that we'll have, as of Phase 7, all the toys in the sandbox, well, 99.2% of the toys in the sandbox, we will have all the ingredients necessary to do that rather large and, from what I understand, super dope story. Ant-Man 6.0, Eternals, Love and Thunder 6.2 on IMDb. Yeah, well, the real ones know Love and Thunder is the worst. And that Ant-Man's right behind that. And I'd say Brave New World is a strong contender for third worst. Unfortunately. Then have them all fight Red Hulk at the end and Sentry as the mid-movie battle. Ooh. They all turn on the government at the end and find out about Red Hulk. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, bro. Have him fight Sentry in the middle, get him back to the good side, and then have Sentry and Red Hulk duke it out like hardcore for like 10 minutes. Yeah. That's the shit. Love and Thunder did really well at the box office, probably because there was still a lot of hype for Marvel. Yes. Yeah, Love and Thunder got really, really lucky. If Love and Thunder came out even a year later, it would have bombed. And it would have bombed hard. There's your new Avengers. Yep. See, now you're getting me going. All right, so here's the thing. Y'all remember the post-credit scene? Like, this is why I feel bad for Anthony Mackie. Because outside of, was that the Winter Soldier, when they introduced him, Sam hasn't been very impactful, and he hasn't been written in a very compelling way. Falcon and Winter Soldier did not help. Pandemic didn't help that one. They had to completely redo the show, but regardless, it doesn't. In the end, that doesn't matter. What matters is results, and the results was Falcon and the Winter Soldier, not good. And then they make Brave New World, and still don't write Sam Wilson very well. Bummer. And then in the post-credit scene, off screen, for the love of God, they talk about how he's suing the Thunderbolts, aka New Avengers, for copyright infringement. So, like, he's not even there, and they're writing him to be a bitch. You know, it's like Craig and Friday getting fired on his day off. You know, he's taking shots. He's not even there. Like, I feel so bad for Anthony Mackie, and he's still got to put up with it for. I wonder how many more movies he has on his contract where he can be like, "Yeah, I'm tired of you writing me like shit. I'm out. Find yourself a new cap." Like, if I was him, I'd be strongly considering that, cashing them last few checks and being like, "Thanks, bye bye." Like, I'd be strongly considering that shit. If I'm him. Ooh. Yeah, C-Dub, but excellent. Yeah. Let Harrison Ford go full on bad guy subtly and works with Val. Oh, yeah. Don't reveal the Red Hulk thing at all until the very end. Well, almost the very end. Like I said, got to have that 10-minute battle between Sentry and Red Hulk. And a lot of DC must be destroyed in that fight. Oh, if he'd have gone Red Hulk on the carrier, that would have been cool. Trailer's focused on Sentry, never see anything about Red Hulk. Exactly. Exactly. And then when fucking Harrison Ford hulks out, people are going to be like, would have been like, holy shit. I mean, that would have leaked like a motherfucker. We all know it. But spoilers for Doomsday. Reed and Dr. Doom are going to hug it out and it's over. I see what you did there. Keep our focus off the third act. Yep. I see what you did there, Delta Dan. Yeah, I don't see a lot of I I think Thunderbolts is going to be the last hug it out scenario we're going to see for a while. I don't see Spider-Man hugging it out with whoever his villains are going to be in Spider-Man 4. I don't see Doom hugging it out with anyone ever, except maybe Valeria Richards. They found out both their mom's name is Martha. Yeah. Martha Wayne and Martha Kent. I mean, was that a bit cheesy? Yes, it was a bit cheesy. But like, I think that particular little aspect way overhated. But that's just me. That hoited. Yeah, these run times for fucking Ironheart. Episode 1, second shortest. Episode 6, shortest. You know what that's like? That's like when you have big old fat burger on a too small bun. That's what that is. That's Ironheart. 41-minute episode 1, 48-minute 2, 53-minute 3, 50-minute 4, 54-minute or 57-minute 5, and then 40-minute finale. I mean, I know y'all know what I'm talking about because you're eating a burger, and then you end up with like, a piece of meat roughly like that, and bun on it like this big on top, and this big on bottom, on a chunk of meat like that. It's fucking ridiculous. That's what these run times are. Exactly what these run times are. All right. All right. Let us get into this shiz. Let us get into this shiz. Okay, let's get it out of the way. Let us get this out of the way. Flowers must be given. Credit is due. Much as I don't want to give it. And trust me, there are times. Well, actually, every time I start talking like credit is due, um, it's generally because it's credit I don't want to give. Like, if I'm like credit where it's due and then talk about something good that somebody did, I'm generally not wanting to give said personage or whatever any kind of credit at all. Where's Justin for the Andor talk? Probably playing F1 with me on mute right now. Really? Yes, so I must give credit where credit is due. I must give flowers because What up, Brennan? Triple digits, like over 100 degrees out? God damn. That's fucking hot. Anyway. But yeah. Andor did a thing. It did a big thing. That show hit number one. Spicy Dan. Number one on the Nielsen chart. And what did you miss? In a very extended bullshit session before we actually got into the stuff, I'm literally just now starting on like the news portion. We've just been fucking off for like over half an hour. It's been fun. Been pretty fun, actually. But yeah. And it didn't just hit number one on the original chart, which is where most Disney Plus stuff charts, unless it's Bluey. Well, yeah. It hit number one on the overall chart. That's right, folks. Andor season 2 hit number one. Not on the original chart. The overall Nielsen chart. Like all the shows. All of them. Bigger than anything Netflix put out. Bigger than anything Apple TV put out. Although Apple TV doesn't get that many views. All their shit's good, but people are already paying for a bunch of other shit that they've been paying for a while. So there are not a lot of people are getting the Apple Plus. And of course, there are always alternative methods of watching Apple Plus stuff too. So yeah, not Prime. And Prime generates some fucking viewing minutes with Reacher, and The Boys does pretty well when it's out. I mean, Rings of Power still pulls numbers. It's just controversial and divisive, but it still pulls pretty decent numbers. What else? I know there's other bangers on fucking Prime. Isn't that the show? Is Prime the one with like Tulsa King and shit on it too, with that Taylor Sheridan guy who's literally making every show on every streamer? It seems like. Isn't Tulsa King also on Prime? Yeah, Prime's fine. Lost to Andor. Netflix lost to Andor. Paramount Plus lost to Andor. Apple TV Plus lost to Andor. Tulsa King's Paramount. Okay. What's up, Brendan? But yeah, it's Taylor Sheridan's world. And we're just living in it. Like real talk, that dude is making everything. I'm starting to wonder if he sleeps. Like honestly, when the fuck does Taylor Sheridan sleep? All the shit he does. But yeah. What's up, Kevin Davis? Do you think once Disney fold Hulu into Disney Plus, it will attract more viewership to their service? Maybe. Does anyone have Paramount Plus? I used to. But I really only had it for the Picard show. Like I didn't get it till I heard about the Picard show. And I kept it for a while after because there is other shit on there that I enjoy. It's got like the Ink Master and some other stuff out there, that's pretty good. But like in the grand scheme, that's not one I have to have. So yeah, Netflix is gonna stay the number one streaming service. Oh yeah, definitely. But like Tulsa King, Yellowstone, and the spinoffs Landman are all bangers. Yeah, I know. Taylor Sheridan is a monster. Although, from what I understand, he does much better on TV than he's done in the movie theater, if I recall correctly. I might be wrong on that. But yeah, the dude is. I don't know when he sleeps with all those shows. Like, what the fuck? I mean, obviously, he's not like running every show, but When it comes to all that shit, he's kind of like a mini Feige. You know, it's all his vision. All those shows are his vision. You know, his concepts. He probably does all the development, and then he may hire other people to actually get the shit done. But it's all still Taylor Sheridan's stuff. It's crazy. He probably takes like 3 2-hour naps a day and calls it good. Oh yeah. That's right. With Brandon Sklenar, however the fuck you pronounce his name. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, back on task. Damn it. Yeah, Andor, #1 on the overall Nielsen chart. Well done, well done. And credit where it's due. They fucking did it. #1 on the overall chart. Now, while they did do that, and that is an achievement that cannot be taken away, they did it. But how they did it, why it happened, it's another that's another little bit of a ball of wax because fuck yeah, we're pro fucking nerds, bruh. You're blinkered up a little. Shocker. Has any Marvel show been #1 on the overall chart? No. Let me think. No, no Marvel show has never been. I don't even know if any Marvel show has hit #1 on the original chart. That's probably happened. I can see like the early ones before like we realized that the Disney Plus shows were really going to suck. Those may have hit #1 on the original chart. I don't know. Maybe. Nope. No Marvel show has ever hit #1 on the overall chart. Uh, yeah. So, nope. None of them. Zero zip nada. So, but let's be frank though. Let's dig it. Once you dig into the like the whys and the wherefores, first of all, its release schedule was built to build up minutes and build them up quickly. 3 long-ass episodes a night for 4 weeks. Instead of spreading that shit out over 3 months like they did with season 1, they're like, you're getting it all in 1 month and you're going to fucking like it. And it turns out that people did. Like, that strategy wouldn't have worked if, like, people weren't watching the motherfucker. So, Netflix drops whole seasons, though. Yeah, and that helps with their numbers immensely. Now, what also helps with Netflix's numbers is their really popular shit has legs. Like, it just keeps getting watched and watched and watched and watched and watched and watched and watched. So yeah, like it was a very strategic move to drop Andor like that, and it worked. And again, it only worked because enough people fucking watched it in the first place. Now, would it have hit number one on the overall chart at any point in time, spread out over 3 months, the way season one was? Maybe by the time the finale hit, like the last 2 or 3 episodes, over the course of a couple months, 2.5 months, it could have worked its way up to number one on the overall chart. You know, because as we all know, shit really got rolling in episode 7. Like that's when shit popped off for that. It got pretty good. By the way, did we talk about Spaceballs? No, but holy shit, they need to hurry up and get that made before Mel Brooks keels the fuck over. Like it's not supposed to come out till 2027. Mel Brooks is 98. I mean, he's a pretty fucking spry 98, and Dick Van Dyke's like 99 or 100 now, and he's still going pretty strong, so it's not impossible, but I also wouldn't say the odds are great. I wouldn't say the odds are in Mel Brooks' favor. If he's still around for that movie, the odds will have been in his favor, as they say in the Hunger Games. Or something similar. Anyway, you know what I fucking mean. But yeah, so no way I'm making it to 98, says Delta Dan. Yeah, me either. If I make it to 98, I think it'll be because higher powers hate my ass. Like, that's the only reason I think I'd have a long life is just because powers would want to extend my torture. That I certainly am not doing. I don't engage in activities conducive to living to 98. I'll put it that way. So, but anyway, yeah. Streaming schedule had something to do with it. I mean, obviously, it got a shit ton of word of mouth, or like those numbers still wouldn't have been that fucking high. But technology will have to get crazy to get me to 98 because I was a wild child, says Delta Dan. Yeah, yeah. But, and you know what? I'm glad. It's nice to see like something from our IP perform well. So like as far as that goes, that is cool that Andor hit number one. Um, and you know, props to them for strategizing it well. Like even if it didn't hit the way it ended up hitting, like it still would have done decent numbers just because of the release schedule. It was built for that expressly. Um, but now there's another problem. It's didn't Rogue One chart because of it too? Yeah, I believe. Yeah, Rogue One did. Rogue One popped up on the charts because of people like, oh shit, that's right, and they wanted to see. You know, they wanted to see the completion. They wanted to take the story to completion. Pause. Like, if you really wanted to get frisky with that whole process, you could watch. Obviously, not all in one day, but you could go on a quest. You know, you watched it right after the finale. I did not. But if you really wanted to get frisky, you could like back to back to back to back to back watch Andor, all of it, all 24 fucking episodes. Then watch Rogue One, and then watch the OT. That's a nice chunk of fucking Star Wars continuity there. Well, it's a nice chunk of continuity there. Because as well put together and as that show is, and as well as that show performed, it does not change the fact that Andor is a well-made, well-crafted sci-fi show with a Star Wars sticker on it. OG episode 4 where Han shot first, yeah. Like that's the long and short of it. But yeah. Feel bad for Dominique Thorne, even firing hard as a tease on TV series. Folks aren't going to give it a chance at all. Not a lot of people are. And again, that's that's a symptom of when it was originally made, because that show's been in the can for like over a year. Like that show was squarely made in actually I think it got made at the end of phase 4. So like it's been around for a minute. And it was made under the old mentality. Finally we'll get Mephisto. Maybe. People think they've seen it. People think that a sign of him has been revealed. We'll see. I still think I think we'll definitely get a name drop of Mephisto. I can definitely see that happening. Excuse me. If we're really lucky, we might get like audio. Like we might hear him speak to the Hood in Hood's head. But actually clapping eyeballs on Mephisto, I don't know about that. We could. Han always shot first in my head can't. Well, no, in the original cut, he literally did. There's no second blast. It's just, I'll bet you do. Done. Or whatever he said, something like that. Now, that is one of the changes George made when he updated the shit. And it was one of George's worst decisions. George ain't perfect, but it is his creation. And he never would have fucking made Andor. So Andor is not Star Wars. The end. But yeah, no. But yeah, in the original cut, that wasn't. I mean, an argument could be made for self-defense since Greedo was gonna, either shoot him or take him to Jabba. Which, either way, bad outcome for Han Solo. So in regards to that, you could call it self-defense, but like straight up, he like snuck, pulled that trigger on him. That was a cold-blooded killing. Let's be real. And George should have fucking left it that way. Yep. What do y'all think? Chat. Was Andor's performance impressive? Do you think it's fully genuine, or you think there's some game behind it? Do you agree? Well, I don't have anything shootable in my possession right now anyway, Delta Dan, so now that you bring that up. I will try to have something for Saturday, but right now, I got nothing. Well, I don't have any else. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that about Andor, chat? Tell me your thoughts. Share with me your feelings. I think it was good, and just the fact any Disney Plus show besides Bluey's in the top 5 is a big dub. That is true. Brooke says, Delta Dan, that is true. Brooke says, season grass, but I do hope Lucasfilm executes on Ahsoka season 2 and the new Maul show. Oh, 100%. See, here's the thing. Um, like this goes back to kind of like the Civil War that's happening in Lucasfilm. The KK side just got a huge dub, and that's gonna make things a little more rough for the Filoni camp going forward, at least for a while, because Kathy's already out there being insufferable. The Andor fans are gonna be insufferable. We told you. Okay, fine, it happened. Congrats. But here's one upside to Andor hitting number one on the overall chart. It has long been talked about, never obviously never confirmed, but it has long been talked about that KK wants to go out on a win. Well, Kathleen, one of the most divisive things you've ever done, and Andor, regardless of his performance within the fandom, is still very divisive. Um, and it went and hit number one. Huge win, massive dub. So please do what the reports have said you've been thinking about doing. Take this rather large dub and get out of my face. Please, because this is probably your last chance at a big dub for years. So please take it and go away. Get the fuck out of my beloved IP. Get go. Like I would do my Godsmack impression. I mean, if y'all remember Godsmack's first album, "Go Away," was a big theme of Sully's. And if I didn't have to worry about my in-laws being in bed upstairs, I would whip out a pretty damn good Sully Erna impression involving his uses, his singing of the phrase "Go away," but I can't, so it won't. But yeah, she needs to go away. So take this dub, Kathleen, and pretty please hop on that bitch, ride it around town a few times, and then ride it right on off into the sunset. Executive Judge just woke up from a good nap. Nice. Well, that's good. I love a good. Why I turn on Andor? At least at least the first three episodes of this season, season two. Okay, I don't care how good episodes 7 through 12 were. Literally, no one can, in good faith, say that episodes 1 through 3 were not boring as fuck, slow as fuck. I could only watch them one at a time. They were so goddamn slow. Like things started to pick up in episode 4, and obviously 7 through 12, pretty fucking good television. Like I will never not say it's not good television. I will never say it's not good television. Andor overall is pretty fucking good television. It's just not Star Wars. That's all. That's weird. Anyway, yeah. Take the dub and get the fuck out of Star Wars. I'm not used to the sound the condenser and the mini fridge makes, and when it starts, it's like right here, right behind me. So I got to get used to what it sounds like when it starts, because to this point in time, it startles the fuck out of me every single time. I'll get used to it. So, yeah. So there we have that. Anybody else have anything they'd like to say or share about? Where is what I want? Ooh. Scrolling, till I find what I want. I know you guys had a ton of tweets about this shit. Oh yeah. Really? You guys didn't post a bunch of shit about this? Just when you think you can follow a reliable fucking account, they screw you over. Suck. What's up? Hey, what's up, Travis? A few weeks ago, a clock radio I've had plugged in for a few years, only for the time, with no issue, suddenly turned on. The radio static slowly going up full blast. Scared the shit out of me. That's fucking weird, dude. Had it for years, and all of a sudden, well, one of two things is true. There was some kind of weird ass short somewhere in there that caused that to happen, or you have a poltergeist. We have a poltergeist. His name's Mitch. He doesn't do much, just likes to hide stuff on us, mostly clothes. Sorry about this, chat. I don't know what the hell is going on. Y'all hear that they're going to do a 4-issue run that's going to finish off the Spider-Man 94 series animated show? They're going to do a 4-issue comic run for that. You need an OG clock radio because your phone alarm is so unreliable, Delta Dan. My phone alarm is overly reliable. Basically, that means sometimes I forget to turn it off and that motherfucker will just go. Okay. All right, we'll do it this way. There's also a light issue which was documented with video. The kitchen and living room lights would turn on and off without warning. The film itself saying the lights would turn off in 5 seconds. They did. Oh, that's crazy. Sometimes you have the volume down or it's on vibrate. Oh, yeah. Usually wake up for your alarm. So do I multiple times. Sometimes it's just because I got to pee. Well, see, that's your problem, Travis. You have an iPhone. Go Android. Fuck Apple. All right, so we are now going to get into at least some quotes from a big old Rolling Stone article that I would have pulled up. I would have just pulled up the article, but Rolling Stone wants me to pay them in order to read that article and suck my dick. No. iPhone there too? Well, there's your problem. I'll just want to be a bunch of bougie motherfuckers and have your iPhone. I have my I was just kind of alluding to that a little bit. A 4-issue run to finish that shit off. I've seen actually mixed reactions to that. There's a lot of people that are like fucking A, and then there's other people that are like, just make Spider-Man 95 or whatever. Exactly, Chris. Or whatever year it should be. I can't remember how long that ran. Was it 2 years or 3? Was it 2 seasons or 3 seasons? So would it be Spider-Man 97 or would it be like Spider-Man 96 if they did it the way they did X-Men 97? Which is what they should do that instead of a 4-issue comic run, but whatever. It just better be a fucking dope ass 4-issue comic. That's all I'm saying. That is all I am saying, man. I like how my desk is now a throughway for the cats. I just love it. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I think it'll be cool. I mean, I think at least they're giving a concrete ending to the story, which is good. But they should have just X-Men 97 and done another season of the original. You know, gave it the X-Men 97 treatment. But anyway, so where was I? Yes, big old interview about the Superman movie and all other things DC in the Rolling Stone the other day. And so we have some quotes because, again, Rolling Stone wanted me to pay them for the privilege of reading that article, and they can suck my balls for that one. So we shall go over these quotes that were floating around on the Twitter. Number 1, James Gunn reveals that he recently just killed a DC movie because the script wasn't good enough. Everybody wanted to make the movie. It was greenlit, ready to go. The screenplay wasn't ready. I couldn't do a movie where the screenplay's not good. Yeah, he makes a point of this repeatedly with his, screenplay stuff and thoughts. Um, how much y'all want? I'll bet that was Spider-Man 98, 4 seasons. Oh, damn. Okay. So yeah, make Spider-Man 98, you fucks. Anyway, um, so this sounds like Sergeant Rock to me. I know when this story first came, or when this quote first came out, because this quote came out like a couple days ago. Right? A lot of people were like, "Are they canceling Clayface?" Well, as it turns out, no, because they just cast Clayface, some Welsh kid that I've never fucking heard of, but that might actually not be a bad thing. So definitely not Clayface. So that almost kind of means it has to be Sergeant Rock, right? Gunn calls out people who say the Batman 2 is canceled. It's not canceled. We don't have a script. Matt's slow. Let him take his time. Let him do what he's doing. God, people are mean. Let him do his thing, man. Well, you just fucking called him slow, bro. Like, you could have said it, he's thorough. You could have said he's painstaking. Uh, why was Dormammu? He was outside of the dark dimension and ended up in not his dimension again. That's crazy. Um, but yeah, any number of other adjectives you could have used after the word Matt or Mats. You didn't have to go slow. So, like, ripping on people for being mean and then like calling him slow in the same quote is, well, at least to me, kind of stupid as fuck. Uh, James Gunn says Batman is his biggest issue in developing all of DC right now. I'm not writing Batman. Thank fucking God. Thank any uh, entity that anyone considers holy that James Gunn is not writing Batman. Like him, for me, him writing Superman is still highly questionable. Like, at, but like Batman, 100% no. Like I would no, I wouldn't even go see it if James Gunn wrote it. Like real talk, he has no business writing that character under any circumstances. Anyway, I'm not writing Batman. Yes. But I am working with the writer of Batman and trying to get it right. Our two priorities are finishing our Wonder Woman and our Batman scripts. Well, good, and that's what your priorities should be, sir, because you've got Superman and all the attendant characters that you're introducing in that movie, and then you have Supergirl and whomever that may or may not bring in. Who knows? I mean, we know we're getting some Lobo, and we're getting whatever I can't remember the name of the villain of the movie. Um, but yeah, like characters that last. I don't know how many characters that last will be introduced in that movie, or that we're going to see on a regular basis. Um, but yeah, if you better get working on getting your Trinity going. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Like there is no DC without those three. Like real talk, that's it. Like they're the Trinity for a reason. Even James should know better than to touch Batman, but he probably doesn't. No, he probably doesn't. That's the sad part. But I mean, yeah, your priorities should be finishing off the Trinity, getting them integrated. Because whether you like it or not, James Gunn, you are required to do a Justice League movie in the style of Avengers. Because whether you like it or not, the MCU is the blueprint. I know I said this before, but it's still fucking true. The MCU is the blueprint. So, if you need Justice League, you need your Trinity. So yeah, get them. Get that shit rolling. I don't want to hear about fucking Clayface. I don't want to hear about Sergeant Rock. I know you're obviously the Clayface movie is definitely still going ahead because you cast Clayface, you cast your lead. But yeah, get on Batman, get on Wonder Woman. Pause. Let's go. Travis says the Batman 2 having the Court of Owls who go to take out Riddler and Arkham, then Batman has to break out some of his villains to take them out would be fun. Yeah. I mean, Court of Owls would be sick. I don't know what route they're going at all. Evidently, neither is James Gunn, but Court of Owls is sick. Nerd Mafia, what's going on, my guy? How you been? How are things? How are things in the family? How's the family? Speaking of Lobo, is Momoa a superstar that puts butt in seats? After Minecraft, I mean, all his moves kill it. He might make Supergirl make more than Superman. Is Momoa a superstar that puts butts in seats? Well, his solo Aquaman made $1 billion. Minecraft is creeping up on $1 billion. Now it won't be just because of him, but I'm sure his presence is helping Dune box office at least to a certain extent. Yeah, Momoa is a superstar that puts butts in seats. At least if those butts are there for like some form of actiony movie. Now, there is an argument to be made against that with that one Fast and Furious movie that bombed that where he was the villain. So he's not it's not a 100% of the time thing, but yeah, he's a legit draw. He is a legit draw. Fuckers, I know you got more than that. Oh my god, have you guys seen the trailer, the newest trailer for fucking the Naked Gun reboot? That shit is hilarious. Really? That's all you got? God damn it. I saw so many more when this shit first dropped. What is even happening? What is even happening? Cats. God damn it, there were so many more quotes. I need to find a new aggregator account. God damn it. That's what I need to do. Ooh, that Oh yeah. While we're kind of talking DC, I love this one. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav had his salary reduced to $6 million from $24 million in 2024. Zaslav's been one of media's highest paid executives for many years. It
stopped being funny when Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders saw their investments plummeting as Zaslav got richer. That from the Hollywood Reporter.
That shit's funny as fuck. How rare is it, chat, that a CEO actually pays the price for being a fucking idiot? Darth Lance, welcome. How are you tonight? Thanks for stopping by. Do me a favor, and it will take not very long at all. Only 6 million. Well, he had like it was 24 million, so he took like a 75% pay cut. Now, granted, I'm not saying 6 million isn't a lot of money because, especially for people like us, it's a fuck ton of money. But on that level, in that tier of living, 75% pay cut is a little crazy. Leaks are going to be wild. They're pretty crazy. Yeah, I need to find a new aggregator. Because the ones I've been following are slacking. Slacking. Come on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you want to see our new Clayface, here he is, Tom Rice. Has been cast as Clayface. Here is your Clayface, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. Oh yeah, Darth Lance. Yeah, just real quick, takes you like 2-3 seconds. Hit the buttons. Hit the like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Hit the button, please. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Anywho, but there's your Clayface, chat. There's no fucking way that's not getting moved. As I've been saying for months, ever since Doomsday got delayed, especially that's got to get delayed. They're gonna really crank that bitch out in 11 months. That's nuts. That's fucking nuts, man. In my opinion, that is absolutely crazy. Oh, here we go. Here's a fun quote. Y'all see this shit? It was on Reddit. Stand up and fight for Snyderverse on July 11th. Fight for our Snyderverse on the Imposter Superman release day. Here's what we can do to make a difference. 1. Post spoilers everywhere. People are less likely to see or enjoy the movie if it's already spoiled. 2. Leave bad rating on review sites. We know for sure gunbots will post fake positive reviews, so we must let people know the truth and balance the bias out with realistic scores. That's completely. Did whoever write this not realize they completely contradicted themselves? Leave bad rating on review sites. Balance the bias out with realistic scores. Bro, if they're purposefully leaving a bad rating, that's not fucking realistic. Unless I'm missing something. Am I missing something here, chat? Or is that like, there's number 2 here, not a completely contradictory 2 sentences? Number 3, reserve tickets online, but don't complete the purchase. By selecting and reserving tickets, it gets taken out of the pool for a period of time, which means this has a chance of stopping gunbots from buying tickets. Gunn fired the first shot and killed the Snyderverse, and here's our chance to take the fight back to him. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, that's your fucking. Whoever wrote that is like the Darth Melvin of DC. Or at least of Snyder Bros. Like, my God, that is that now? Oh, shit, I forgot.
Look at this shit. Is this not some of the most pathetic shit you have ever seen in your life? Like, my God. Like, don't get me wrong. I love me some Zack Snyder. And I love me some Man of Steel. I think BVS is overhated. Justice League is a bit questionable, but the Snyder cut is fucking magnificent. Um, and also love 300 and other stuff that he's done. Not Rebel Moon so much, but that was more down to his writing than his directing. Because that movie, that story was horrible. Anyway, don't get me wrong. I am a fan of Zack Snyder. However, this right here, this shit right here, this is goddamn ridiculous. That's what this is. It is goddamn ridiculous. So, this was brought up to James Gunn in that Rolling Stone interview. He says, "I think we'll survive. I'm not sure the 8 people that listen to that guy are going to impact the course of events." Typical James Gunn snark, but at least in this case, well placed. What the hell? I know you have more. Okay, get out here. Okay. All right, more from the interview. Just like Superman Legacy was retitled to Superman, is being reported that the originally titled Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow movie will now be just Supergirl. Oh, fun. Hey, Millie. Also, I think that movie is going to be dope as fuck. Okay, yep, the Batman and Wonder Woman thing. Good. Get on that shit. Yep, we got Captain Ninja mode. Juiced up corn sweat. God damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. So annoying. I thought I had all this shit ready to go, and then now it's not. Pissing me off. On top of that, makes me look like a weenie. Oh, maybe. New God of War game delayed to 2026. Oh, that's a bummer. Was anyone looking forward to seeing that game later this year? Because no, you're not. Okay. Here's one of the more fun quotes. James Gunn says Disney forcing Marvel Studios to ramp up MCU output killed them. I don't even know if it's really their fault. That wasn't fair. It wasn't right. Okay. So, on the surface, I 100% agree. Um, Iger's initial mandate to load up Disney Plus with a bunch of content. Bad. Okay. Chapek not only continuing up but attempting to ramp it up himself even more. That was bad. Okay. So yeah, that did not help. Kevin got spread way too thin. A bunch of bullshit made it through the cracks and onto our screens. And it was just overall not good. Um, Now he may have just been throwing this phrase out there just to throw it out, just casually or whatever. Um, but just to be clear, the MCU has taken damage, but it is far from dead. Uh, uh, it's not been killed. It's been hurt. It's taken some big ass body blows and a few good shots to the face. It ain't feeling great, but it is not dead. It has not been killed. But yeah. Um, the pile me up content mandate definitely is responsible for a rather large chunk um, of the damage that the MCU has taken over the last 3 to 4 years. That was literally all the quotes these people use. All the same goddamn quotes. I know there's a lot more. Oh yeah, chat. Speaking of Wonder Woman and Gunn finally fucking realizing that the Trinity is all essential, who's y'all's fan cast for the new Wonder Woman? It's a shit ton of what caused it, executive judge. That is for sure. Yeah. This is a fun list. Audrey Arjona, obviously. Bix. She would make a hell of one. Katie O'Brien. What the hell is Katie O'Brien? Oh. Y'all might remember her from Mando season 3. She was oh wow, damn, she used to work out and shit. She was the chick that was working for the Shadow Empire in the in that resettlement thing. Yeah, Mando season 3. That's Katie O'Brien. Who is Monica? Well, you talking about Gal, Darth Lance? Or are you talking about Bix? Oh, okay. I can see it a little. I don't know. I think out of those three, Audrey is the best choice. Gal, of course. Okay, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Gal is a very, very fine looking woman. She also couldn't act her way out of a paper bag. But she definitely looked the part, 100%. Okay. Oh, here we go. James Gunn says it's not likely at all that Robert Pattinson becomes the DCU's Batman. Well, that may be true. Wasn't that the chick from Quantumania? Was she in Quantumania? She may have been in Quantumania. I just remember her from Mando season 3. You love how Audrey is in Andor more than Katie. You talking about Katie Sackhoff? I will hear no Katie Sackhoff slander in this chat, sir. I am a proud 2%er. But it not likely at all is not a hard no either. Like this is where you would pull up the gif of Jim Carrey. So you're saying there's a chance? Yeah, it's not likely at all is not a hard no. Yeah, everyone just be using the same fucking quotes. There's a lot more. We need to find where Josh gets his articles from. He had a lot more shit. He was all up in that. Maybe not. Tell me this motherfucker didn't post for 3 days. Maybe look at this one. This is who I subscribe to. In case you were wondering. Who the hell is it? Look, everybody, Josh can order some thing hands to beat up cases of coke with. Really, you didn't quote any of this shit either. Here's one. As I was saying, I would never say zero. This is more Robert Pattinson quote. I think the first one I read in this. Okay, here it is. This is the full quote. I would never say zero because you just never know, but it's not likely. It's not likely at all. Yeah, well, we'll see. Oh no, here's one. DC offered James Gunn to make a Batman movie in 2020. He declined because he was just rehired to make Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Oh, thank God. Kevin Feige saved us on that one. Kevin Feige saved us on that one. We're talking Wonder Woman, Brennan. Oh, another little bit about that. It would be a consideration. We'd have to think about it. It's not like we've never discussed it. Of course, you've discussed it. Okay, yeah, Supergirl. Tomorrow's not Supergirl. James Gunn says his biggest priority is getting Batman and Wonder Woman launched and running. Yep. Uh-huh. From the Rolling Stone article, probably. James Gunn clarifies that the fate of Warner Brothers does not depend on Superman. Okay. That's not the truth for me. Well, it might not be the truth for you, but it's the truth of, um, you know, Warner Brothers financial situation. That's what it's the truth for. Schmuck. And guess which truth is actual truth? The numbers. My truth is this is the first movie out of DC Studios. Other people may say it's got to be a home run, nothing else. I'm like, no, I'd be very happy with a double. Fucking Iron Man wasn't the be all and end all. I mean, that's true. But Iron Man also didn't have like a massively shit history behind it. Well, it kind of did. Anyway, he's got a bit of a point. It wasn't Avatar, no shit. We're doing something that's a piece of the puzzle. It's not the puzzle itself. We have Peacemaker, we have Supergirl, and what we want to do is make a movie that people love and feel connected to the characters. It's just this one movie, it's not everything. Well, that's completely wrong. Because it is the foundation of your DCU there, Sparky. And if your foundation is crap, guess what happens to everything you build on top of it? Guess what fucking happens to anything you put on a craptastic foundation? It falls the fuck over. It falls the fuck over. So no, James Gunn, it kind of is everything, or at least it's the basis. It's the base off which everything shall be built. So yeah, I hate it when there's a fucking article and it's going on about all the problems and blah 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 blah, and that means even more pressure on James Gunn and Superman. I'm like, guys, I'm not responsible for all of that. I'm responsible for my piece of the pie. I've got to make my budget back. I'll be very happy with that. Well, technically, you're right. You're not responsible for all that, but that doesn't mean that the pressure still isn't on you based on the situation at Warner Brothers, which happens to own DC Studios. Uh, it, there's more quotes out there, but have I heard the rumor of Sony interested in buying Warner? I have not. I have not heard that one. That's pretty fucking wild. Well, all right. I'm gonna have to do some stuff here. So bear with me for just a wee bit. Gonna have to cheat a little here for this spoiler talk, which we're gonna get into here just real quick. But I gotta cheat a little. Gotta cheat a little. All right. Isn't Selma Hayek a bit old for that role? Which role? Wonder Woman? She chronologically she might be, but have you seen her? I saw a tweet the other day compared a picture of her from the From Dusk Till Dawn movie in '96 in a similar but not the exact same bikini that she's wearing in that, and the difference was very minor. It's insane how good that woman looks. They probably wanted to, yeah. Oh no, yeah. They're definitely not going to cast a middle-aged woman for Wonder Woman. It'll be mid to late 20s, maybe early 30s. Probably right in that neighborhood. All right, y'all. I got to pee, and then we're going to get into the big shit, the Doomsday shit. I'll be right back. All right. Ugh. Do do do. Nom nom. I'm with you on that one, executive judge. Close to that age and my whole body hurts when I move. I am close to that age and my whole body hurts. Yes. Aging sucks unless you're rich. And it may still suck for some rich people, but it doesn't necessarily have to because they can afford a lot more help to stay in shape than you or I can. All right, so Doomsday leaks, the reason we're all really here. Now, as I said, I'm gonna have to cheat just a wee bit because Josh went over this on stream yesterday, and he was not cool enough to show the very top of the article so I could know where he got it from. And at the beginning of the member stream today, I super chatted him, asked him where he found that article, and he couldn't remember where it was from. He said probably Reddit, so I went into that fucking cesspool and I couldn't fucking find it. So, what we're going to do is we are going to watch Josh's segment on this because I couldn't find the fucking article to do it myself. Now, I probably will do a little bit of skipping of some of his pontification in favor of my own, maybe, probably. But yeah, as so far as gaining the information, we are going to have to gain it. We're going to have to gain it from Mr. Lucas. Okay, chat. So, admittedly, I have to cheat just a wee bit on this shit. So.
Okay, so this comes from the same James Macweld dude. The truth is, man, we just really don't know with this guy. It's hard to say. A lot of people think he's reliable. I'm just not sure. He certainly has been dropping some crazy scoops that a lot of people in the community are paying attention to. But I just don't know. I'm still like on the fence about this guy. So giant grain of salt here. But these are pretty cool. So it says here, new Avengers Doomsday plot leak reveals Doctor Doom's destiny and ties to Spider-Man Brand New Day. A newly leaked plot detail reveals the destiny of Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom, as shared by ex-user James Macwell. And also, give me 1 second here. I gotta adjust something here. Ex-user who claims got information from a source working on the design department of some of the Marvel projects involving Doctor Doom's plan for Avengers Doomsday. According to the leak, in Avengers Doomsday, Downey Jr.'s Victor Von Doom plans to survive the end of everything and forge his own world. Doom discovers that Earth 616 is the central sacred timeline held together by two anchor beings. He wants to eliminate them so the sacred timeline collapses more quickly. One of those beings is already dead, Tony Stark. The other is Peter Parker. Now, real quick, before we go any further, that might sound ridiculous.
So, that's fun. I mean, we knew that the ultimate goal of Doom was to, end up taking everything over via the collapse of the multiverse and being God Emperor Doom. We know this from the Hickman run, and we know that's at least a chunk of what they are adapting for Doomsday and Secret Wars is the Hickman run. It's been talked about. It was hinted at Daredevil and Wolverine. Daredevil. Deadpool and Wolverine. It's known. Now, is it going to be a straight adaptation of Hickman's Secret Wars and Time Runs Out and New Avengers run? No. There are also going to be elements of the original Secret Wars from the 80s. There's supposedly going to be some of the elements from Avengers Forever in there. Like, as per usual with Marvel, it is not a one-to-one adaptation. If Thanos accidentally snips the anchor being out of existence, will the universe die? Not instantly, but much more quickly than it normally would. Like, when the anchor being dies, it starts the clock. And don't ask me to explain why the universe is perfectly fine until that person is born. I cannot explain that shit. First time you watched Josh all week. I assume you meant watched. But I hope you were thorough and that Josh enjoyed the washing. Anywho, so that's number one. They're still evidently, according to this, they're still dicking around with anchor beings. So we'll see how that ends up. Yeah. Why the universe exactly? No clue. That's one of those details that I will just chalk up to comic book. Because let's face it, a lot of people like to be like, that's not realistic. But on the other hand, comic book. Like a certain suspension of disbelief is required in order to enjoy anything comic related or comic book related, I should say. So don't think about it too much. Just roll with it. Shh. Let it happen. Anyway, but yeah, so for whatever reason, the sacred timeline had two anchor beings. Most universes just have one. Although I think Josh does point this out. I'm pretty sure he does. There are now two anchor beings in the Earth 10,005 universe, Deadpool and the Wolverine variant. It's just sometimes fun to ask those questions. Oh, yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not. I do agree. Sometimes it is fun to ask those questions. But trying to come up with the answers frequently makes my brain hurt. Because comic book. So, yeah, that's interesting. Two anchor beings, one dead, and the other's Peter Parker. Now, that's an old ass rumor, Peter Parker. That's been around since Doomsday was the King Dynasty. Like, that was one of the original rumors for King Dynasty is Tom Holland's Spider Man was going to be the lead. And he's going to be the 616 anchor being. So, um, that in and of itself, kind of old news. The fact that Tony Stark was also one, that's new and interesting.
Ridiculous. And you might be like, dude, what? They're not going to do two anchor beings. They kind of already did.
Oh, yep,
Deadpool
here it is.
and Wolverine, there's two anchor beings. Okay, and they tease it at the end of the film, but remember, it's basically Deadpool and Wolverine going tip to tip that saves that universe and causes the new timeline. Okay, so
He
just keep
said
that in
tip
mind.
to tip.
A team including Sam Wilson, Thor, Captain Marvel, Shang-Chi, Ant-Man, Jennifer Walters, and others are tasked with stopping an incursion between the two worlds and rescuing Monica Rambeau. They later protect Loki at the Citadel.
Oh no, is this like an in the pool party? Can't get in there. I need food. Can't swim while I'm eating. Genius. Tiny bites. The chip will keep you dry. That felt mean and intentional.
At CubeSmart, we believe in storage that puts you first. So when Sarah got her dream job in a new city, our
There we go.
After uncovering the TVA and Doctor Doom's plan, which, frankly, we haven't talked too much about this, but I think what he's implying here, and I've heard other people speculate about this as well, I think what he's implying is the TVA has like their own plans. And remember, Paradox is acting as a rogue agent.
See, here's the thing, though. The way this is written, I know Josh is talking about the older rumors about the TVA having their own plans. The way this is written, it's like Doom and the TVA somehow ended up teaming up, or Doom came in and found a way to take over, or at least influence a fair chunk of the TVA to do what he wants to do. But that's just the way the sentence is constructed. So I'm being really, really pedantic, but pedanticism used the correct way can result in interesting thoughts and conversation. So to me, although while I think what Josh is about to be talking about makes more sense that the TVA would have their own plans, and we've had plenty of hints of that as well. And that Doctor Doom would have his own plan for the TVA. I imagine Doctor Doom has plans for the TVA. But I don't know that these two would have the same plans. So logic and this here sentence structure are kind of at odds, at least for me.
In Deadpool and Wolverine, could he be spurred on by Doctor Doom? Does Doctor Doom already infiltrate the TVA? And there's stuff in that TVA Wanda comic book that recently came out. A lot of people think maybe
I
that's connected
forgot
to Doom
about
as
that
well because
comic.
they're gathering up these versions of powerful characters.
Y'all remember the comic that he's talking about? You remember when that came out? Y'all remember that shit? It was a, I think it was a TVA comic, actually. And there's this panel, right? And it was a room somewhere in the TVA, possibly a basement. Um, and you saw Gwen Stacy, Spider Gwen, sneaking in there. And in one of the holding tanks was a Scarlet Witch who was dressed exactly like the 616 Scarlet Witch was when Mount Wundagore fell on her. So, of course, everyone's like, finally, proof 616 Wanda's alive. The TVA snagged her right as the mountain was falling on her and kept her in suspended animation for who the fuck knows why, but they did it. And, of course, later on, and Marvel tried to backtrack that by putting out that that's just a variant. That it's not 616 Wanda. Believe what you will. Believe Marvel or believe or don't. But yeah.
So that is kind of interesting. The Fantastic Four join the mission after Doom kidnaps Franklin Richards and takes him to Universe X. Now, again, I'm not really like how does that, like what the fuck? Like that contradicts some stuff that I've heard. Because I've heard, yes, Universe X is real, Franklin is being used, but Doom is going to convince the Fantastic Four to work with him, and Doom is going to get the Avengers to work with him by pretending to be Iron Man. But here's the question. Does Doom take Franklin, and then does a different person pop up that pretends to be Tony Stark that ultimately is Doom as well? Because it could be a Doom bot. Maybe that's what it is. Let's keep going.
Ooh,
Meanwhile,
that'd be
Sean
cool.
Walker, Ghost, and Red Guardian remain on Earth 616 to defend against an unknown invasion alongside the Thunderbolts, Wakanda, Talokan, and Wong's sorcerers.
So, I don't know about y'all, but I had been wondering, like, okay, so there's 2 Avengers teams for, like, an invasion. That's not enough. They're going to need help. So, this is interesting. So, we're going to have, like, the Thunderbolts, Wakanda, Talokan, in case y'all don't remember, that's where Namor is from, and Wong Sorcerers from the end of Doctor Strange 2 in Kamar-Taj. So we have the Thunderbolts, Wakanda, Talokan, Kamar-Taj, and then we're going to have the other Avengers team heading over to Earth 10,005 to go get Monica and attempt to stop an incursion. That makes a bit more sense because the people defending Earth, you're going to need a shit ton. You're going to need more than the Thunderbolts. You're going to need Wakanda, Talokan, and a bunch of magic users. So that's a good thing. That's cool. And it makes sense given the scope of what the fuck's going to be happening in this movie. Like this movie's going to be crazy. These next 2 movies are going to be crazy. Doomsday and Secret Wars. See, here's the thing. As crazy as Doomsday seems like it's going to be, Secret Wars is going to have to be even more nuts, guys. Think about this. This is technically the setup for Secret Wars. So Secret Wars has to be fucking nuts. And this shit's already pretty damn crazy.
Doom sends an army of Doombots and generals to eliminate Peter Parker, the last pillar of Earth 616. So maybe that's what.
Okay. Doombots and generals. So I don't remember if Josh addressed this generals thing, but I'm gonna. What that implies to me, there's another rumor out there. I think it was actually something that came from Alex Perez's Q&A that he did that like I've now not covered two of. But there it's been talked about that Doom wants to, he's pissed off about the 616 and the changes he remains made to it. Know him for starters. And changes to the other characters. So one of the rumors is that he, as some of his associates and leaders and shit, he's going to have idealized versions of the Avengers and stuff. So that's what I think those generals are going to be. Is Doom's, I guess, for lack of a better term and not comic accurate, but like, we'll just say alternate versions of the Avengers, possibly straight created by Doom, or at least recruited from various universes. Sort of a multiverse Masters of Evil kind of.
This invasion is. The last pillar of Alert 616 visual concept currently in development. Now, Doom's ship as a colossal planet-like circular structure. If that ends up being real, we know this guy is legit. Doom's got a Death Star. And here's the thing. That does come from Marvel Comics, okay? So I've talked to you guys a little bit about this before, but during the Avengers Forever event, the more recent one, not the one from the 90s, but the more recent one, there was a group of villains from the multiverse called the Multiversal Masters of Evil. They were led
from Avengers
by
Forever.
the most vicious variant of all Doctor Dooms in the entire universe. Ooh. A Doctor Doom so
Josh has talked about this Doom before, too. This dude's I need to read Avengers Forever just so I can read about this Doom.
Fucked up that he would recruit other Dooms and cut out their...
You know what's smart? Treating yourself without cheating your goals.
The suspense.
Eat smart.
What did he cut?
Watch the latest shows all in one place and get up to 6 accounts per household.
Tongues.
Oh.
Make them be subservient to him as the ultimate Doom. And also, there was a Doom that was actually Ego the Living Planet. Like within the multiverse, I guess that variant would happen. And so the most evil version of Doctor Doom, who wears Valeria, his lover, not the child, not Reed's daughter, but his lover, Valeria, he wears her skin as his armor. Okay? So just to give you an idea of how fucked up this Doom is, right? He has a Death Star-like planet that is essentially Ego the Living Planet, but Doctor Doom style. Okay? And so when I read this, developed show Doom's ship as a colossal planet-like circular structure with his mask sculpted at the center. Bro, that's literally the Doom Death Star from Avengers Forever. And we heard leading up into, Kang Dynasty that then became Doomsday, we heard a lot of stuff from like Alex Perez and some of the other insiders that Avengers Forever would be adapted into this new stuff. Okay, so what is getting kind of wild?
All right, guys. A Doom Star. We might be getting a Doom Star. I didn't even know this was a thing until Josh talked about it, but I am 100% here for a Doom Star filled with Doombots and whoever those generals are. Again, I think that the generals are those rumored idealized versions of Avengers, like the way they were supposed to be in Doom's, outside of the Sacred Timeline. But yeah, give me a Doom Star all day long. I will take that. That would be fucking sick. With his mask sculpted at the center of it. So imagine you have the Doom Star, and instead of the big old crater that's the planet-killing weapon, or the planet-killing weapon part of the Death Star, instead of that dish, stick Doom's face. And maybe the death bolts come from his eyes. Does he mean the Death Star, but for Marvel? Yeah, but it's Doctor Doom. So, but yeah, it's similar to a Death Star, but it's created by Doom. Yeah, I want this. I want that to be true. I want to see a Doom Star on the big screen. Give me. We should have Doom Destroyers too. Yeah, we should. Give Doom a whole Star Wars themed fleet. Fuck yeah, let's do that. But is it just me, or is that not dope as fuck? Like, seriously, gimme. What the hell is a Doom Star? Well, according to this, it is a colossal planet-like circular structure with his mass sculpted at the center. Evidently, in the comics, in the Avengers Forever run, Doom had a big old planet. It was basically, I think he said Ego, the living planet, that Doom took over. And, yeah, he made a Doom Star, basically. And I want that. I want to see it. I want it.
The storyline connects directly from Brand New Day, and yes, Peter Parker will be in Doomsday. With the film's delay, there's now room to integrate Tom Holland more deeply. That is true. They need that emotional parallel between Parker and the image of Tony Stark that Doom carries with him. True.
100%.
Doom travels to the universe where Monica Rambeau is trapped, aiming to kill that universe's anchor, Charles Xavier. He leads a direct assault on the X-Mansion using Sentinels. After witnessing the power of the Sentry, who is on Earth alongside the Avengers, Doom decides to use him as living energy source for his new world. A concept art I worked on for Avengers Secret Wars shows the Sentry in Earth's core functioning as a reactor. The one that's leaked. See it below. This is also something that a lot of...
Bro. Okay, so number one, Earth 10,005's anchor being is Charles fucking Xavier. Which makes sense, because that's basically like an X universe. What if Doom made his own version of the Sentinels? I think he just co-ops the ones that are already in that universe, but maybe not. I don't know. We've seen that unboxed PhD person on the TwitX. They've got those drone pictures of like the Sentinel bits outside the X-Mansion. They didn't really have color though. Like if they were green and silver, then that could actually be true. But if they're the normal pinky purpley ones, gotta hit the hay. Have a good night, Griff. Thanks for hanging, man. Really appreciate it. But yeah, I think he's just gonna co-op ones, or maybe, oh, maybe he builds them. Because there's other rumors that say that that's like, kind of a utopia now, or maybe that was a different one. But yeah, we definitely know there's Sentinels in play around the X-Mansion. We have the photographic evidence of that. So now this next part, after witnessing the power of the Sentry, who is on that Earth alongside the Avengers. Oh, wait a minute. I thought the Thunderbolts were all going to be on 616. Why is the Sentry on 10,005 if he's part of the Thunderbolts? Huh. That's interesting. I never, this is the second or third time I've heard this section, and I've never put that together before. Why is the Sentry not with the Thunderbolts? I mean, I would imagine since they're crossing universes, they're probably like, we need juice. We need lots of power. And Sentry is fucking powerful. Turn zombie Wanda? I don't think so. But yeah, witnessing Sentry. Doom decides to use him as a living energy source for his new world. So that's kind of the Molecule Man role from Hickman's Avengers, New Avengers, Timers Out, and Secret Wars. Like the Molecule Man in the comics held all the power of the Beyonders and just gave Doom access to it. Like Doom did not hold that power within himself. He couldn't handle it. Like it would destroy even Doom. But the Molecule Man was designed to be able to hold that power by the Beyonders. Because if you're not aware, Beyonders put a Molecule Man in each universe that are, for all intents and purposes, not 100%, but like 99.8% identical. Like their lives were all basically the same with only very minor variation. And they were meant to be a bomb. Take out a Molecule Man, and he explodes and takes the universe with him. So Molecule Man was designed to be a receptacle of a shit ton of power. Doom was not. So, yeah, Sentry functioning as a reactor. That's pretty cool. And again, similar to, but not the same as, Doom using Johnny Storm for the sun in the Hickman run.
People have spoken about. Interesting. Doom also needs the power of Wanda Maximoff. He learns that Earth 616 version is the most powerful Scarlet Witch across all realities, and he plans to resurrect her using Franklin Richards' power. Bro, what?
Okay. Actually, I'll let him say it.
What the fuck? Oh my God, that's amazing. At the end of the Fantastic... Oh, this is... Okay, this is pretty big spoilers here.
Okay, well, just real quick before he gets into the big nasty shit. Well, that wouldn't be a zombie one. This would be an actual resurrection, not someone dream walking into her squished body. Because this is Franklin Richards, who can create universes at the age of 6 underneath his blankets at night for fun. So, but what this says, if accurate, is the Wanda in the comic was a variant. Because she wouldn't, if that was the 616 Wanda, she wouldn't need resurrection. So if this is true, then they were not lying about the comic. That's all I wanted to say about that. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay, this is pretty big spoilers, guys. This is spoilers for Fantastic Four. I just read it. I'm going to read it.
This is Wix Studio, the platform for agencies and enterprises.
You think you're too normie? Hey, man.
If you don't want spoilers.
I was only ever a dabbler until, like, I found YouTube and realized, holy shit. And then I started to learn. But I'm still much more normie than I am, like, say, Josh. You know what I mean? So, like, I'll be real with you. I'm learning as I go. How bad do y'all want to see Josh's face? Should I move myself to the top right of the screen where it's all white?
For Fantastic Four, you need to go away for a little bit because they're about to tell you something pretty crazy here. Okay, so fair warning, spoiler warning. Get out of here if you don't want to hear about this. Okay, or
all right, y'all, you've been told. Although since I put fucking, I think, Spleak in the thumbnail and shit, I would assume you're all here because you want to hear this, but by the way, AdBlock Plus stops those ads. You can enable it for live streams. Oh. Well, if what I saw the other day is correct, then that's going to be going away. That's but I'll check on that for sure. But yeah, so again, I assume you're all here because you want this info. But again, if you just kind of stumbled in and didn't realize it was going to get this spoilery, thanks for being here. Like earmuffs, mute it for a few minutes, or dip, because it's about to get super spoilery like right now. So okay, we'll come back later. Awesome. All right, give another little while, just in case executive judge is not the last one. Okay, I'm pressing play now. You've been warned.
Could be fake. Well, a lot of this could be fake. This thing I know for sure is real. Okay. Okay. Earmuffs, 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 earmuffs. Towards the end of the Fantastic Four film, Sue Storm dies, but Franklin brings her back to life with a touch. This ability becomes the key to Doom's plan to resurrect Wanda and use her, finally going to Loki in his last move.
Bro. What? That is fucking crazy town. Somehow Sue's going to die. I assume be killed at battling Galactus. Probably doing something super heroic, like maybe even protecting Franklin. And then Franklin's going to resurrect her with a touch. That's dope. And my God, does that kind of seems to confirm the fact that Galactus wants Franklin's power for, his own purpose because the kid can resurrect his fucking mother. I never watched Pushing Daisies, Icarus. I don't know. But holy shit. Like, that is wild as fuck. However, they're obviously treating Franklin Richards his power level the way it should be treated. When he was a kid, at some point in time, there was a block put on him, and it ended up going away. I think in the Hickman run. Yes, it was. It was removed in the Hickman run. But yeah, the kid is an insanely powerful reality warper. He can do damn near anything. He's not quite on the level of like the Beyonder or like the One Above All or Eternity, but he's for a non-cosmic being, he's fucking ridiculous. So that is Sue dies. Franklin brings her back to life with a touch.
That's real. Franklin and when I heard this, because they did the test screenings a couple of weeks ago. Remember the one guy stood up and said, "Hey Feige, it's mid, and I don't like your fucking hats." Right? During that screening, I got it confirmed for me that this is real. Sue's going to die. Franklin's going to bring her back to life. Holy shit! Holy shit! Pretty crazy. Okay, so. That part's real. That could lead to Doom realizing he needs Franklin to bring Wanda back to life. It's very interesting. So he's trying to kill anchor beings. That tracks. That's something they were building up as they were building Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars. Eventually, that becomes Doomsday, right? So all of that tracks. I like this idea with Wanda and using Franklin to resurrect her, getting all the powerful beings. I like Doom bots and the Doctor Doom planet Death Star thing. Like, bro, I'm sorry. I'm going to act a goddamn fool. If I see a Doctor Doom death.
All right. So the rest of that is just him pontificating about this shit. But yeah, so there you have it, chat. There you have it. This one's fat. Okay, I'm done now. Sorry. Sorry about that. I had a moment. So how about them apples, chat? Holy shit. Doom's going to invade the X universe and try and kill Charles Xavier because he's the anchor being, and he's going to sick a bunch of Sentinels on the X Mansion. That's going to be crazy as fuck. Somehow he's going to have the event, like the Avengers are going to be involved because they're trying to rescue Monica. And Doom's going to see the Sentry and be like, I know exactly what I can do with you. And then turn him into a fucking nuclear generator, essentially. Which he pretty much is. We're going to have Thunderbolts minus Sentry, Talocan, Wakanda, and Camertage uniting to defend Earth from what is the Doomstar, a big-ass planet-like structure thing with Doom's face carved right in the fucking middle of it. Alice, I love you, but holy shit. Anyway, so we could have a Doomstar and a bunch of Doombots led by generals, which is nice and vague, but I think it's going to be those variants of the OG Avengers that we've been hearing about. I think those are going to be the generals, maybe a couple other people. Maybe Thanos. You never know. I don't know how likely that is, but it's fun to think about for like a second or three. So you're going to have a Doomstar and a bunch of Doombots attacking 616 Earth. You're going to have Doom and the Avengers and the X-Men all fucking around in that other universe. Doom is going to be like, yo, Sentry can power my shit. And he's going to snag his ass somehow or other. And the big one, which is also, again, a spoiler for Fantastic Four. Let me reiterate that one more again. What I'm about to talk about is a humongous motherfucking spoiler for Fantastic Four. You've been warned. So Doom wants Franklin Richards because Franklin Richards is a big old reality warper, and as it turns out, he has the power to resurrect people from the dead. How do we know? Because of the following spoiler from Fantastic Four movie that Papa Josh's source confirmed is true because the source was at the fucking screening, I guess. Franklin exhibits that power in the Fantastic Four because Sue gets killed. And he brings her back to life with a touch. So Doom knows about this, so he's like, I can use Franklin Richards' power to resurrect Wanda, 616 Wanda, who evidently is the most powerful version of the Scarlet Witch in the entire fucking multiverse. Which only makes sense. Because it's our Wanda. Fuck the rest. Anyway. So he's like, well, hey, Franklin resurrected his mom. I can use him to resurrect 616 Wanda from being squishied inside Mount Wundagore. And then I can use her power to help remake the multiverse in mine own image. And then he's got to go after Loki. Because Loki is the key. What up, David? How you doing? Loki is the key. He is at the throne at the end of time, holding a multiverse together in the form of Yggdrasil. And if Doom wants to remake the multiverse, you got to go to where it's rooted, and it's rooted in Yggdrasil right now. Well, Loki's version of Yggdrasil. That's going to be the final step for him. But for that, he's got to deal with TVA, who evidently, and this has also been long rumored, have their own plans for how to deal with this shit. What those may be, I don't recall any rumor as to specifically what they might be up to, other than what the comic hints at, which is collecting variants of powerful people. So maybe they're trying to form their own multiversal Avenger team inside the TVA in the basement by putting them in suspended animation and shit. Like they did that. Now, if this leak is accurate, proven to be a variant of Wanda and not 616. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be nuts. Doom stars with Doombots attacking Earth, 616 Earth. Big old fights going on Earth 10,005. Doom trying to kill Xavier because he's the anchor being of that Earth. The Doombots and the Generals and the Doomstar coming after Tom Holland's Spider-Man on 616 Earth because he's the anchor being still alive. Evidently, Tony Stark was the second one. We got two. But of course, at this point, actually, if Xavier's the anchor being of 10,005 already, and Deadpool and Wolverine are there too, would that be 3 anchor beings now? Or would that mean those two are not anchor beings at all? That's a little confusing now that I think about it. Because if that's the case, Doom would have to kill them too in order to speed up the demise of that universe. Doom Troopers and Doom Fighters, exactly. And what's kind of funny, if you think about it, is they could actually do that because Disney owns Marvel and Lucasfilm. So it's not like they would have to get permission from anyone to do that. They could literally just go, "Oh, hey, guess what? I'm using this shit here because I own you and you." Yep. Yeah. So, holy shit. If even half of this is accurate, holy shit. Like, I don't know how much more I can say beyond that because that's fucking nuts. Like 2 universes worth of fighting, plus a trip to the end of time, plus resurrections. Holy fuck. This movie's going to be crazy. Doom Fett. Kind of already is. But with a lot of enhancements. What you think, chat? How crazy is that? Are you down for that? Does that sound cool? I think it sounds fucking sick. That excites me. Imperial Doom Guards? Kind of. Yeah, what you think, chat? What you think about anything we've talked about tonight? What you think about something you heard? It is your time now, chat. That was the end of my planned subjects. It is now your time. Hit me with your best shot. What you got for me, chat? Doom drone fighters? No, that would be cool. Sounds like one of Saturday nights in the 90s, kind of. I want a Doomstar. Oh god, yes. Like, I don't know if I would go like uber wild in like Josh claims he would, although I don't think he would. I think he's being a bit performative when he said that. But I will be bouncing in my seat 100%. I know because I've done it before in other movies. I've seen me do it. I probably will be like, holy fuck, it's real, it's real, it's real, it's real. Yes. Yeah. Mrs. Chillin might be less than pleased, honestly. But the deal, what a deal. What a deal would be, holy fuck, a Doomstar. Will there also be Doom Fighters and Avenge Wings? Maybe. Could be. Or X-Wings full of X-Men? That would be sweet. X-Men flying X-Wings would be fucking sick. And poetic. I love my cats, but damn it. Even if they're not rubbing on this fucking thing directly, just, their random little hairs. As we all know, of dust and shit like that is always quite I think so, Executive Judge, yes. Like, if someone asks a question, I'll be like, mute me for a little bit. But I am officially done speaking of it. Like, as a planned subject, it is, unless someone asks about it, it's closed. Yeah, X-Men piloting X-Wings and blowing up Doombots, I am totally here for. Yep. Excuse me. Yep. This is your time now, chat. Take advantage of it. Yep, it's safe. Yes, welcome back, Your Honor. I appreciate you. If you guys don't have anything, I am going to go ahead and dip. Soon. But of course, I am always here for you if you have questions, thoughts, concerns, statements, theories, whatever. What do you think of the rumor that Feige is retiring? Are you is that the one that came from that account, MCU source? Because that person is completely full of shit. After Secret Wars? Yeah, no. Feige is not about to retire right before he does the saga of his favorite group of Marvel characters. I only know that's his favorite group of Marvel characters because he said so. So yeah, no, he's not retiring after Secret Wars. He has a mutant saga. His pride and joy, his dream since Fox didn't do it right. Yeah, he's not retiring after Secret Wars. He has 10 years of mutant shit to do. Now, after the mutant saga, that's possible. That is entirely possible. But after Secret Wars, I have a better chance of touching Sydney Sweeney even with just my fingertip than Feige does of retiring after Secret Wars. Like, that might be the most ridiculous decision he ever made if that happened. Yeah. Like, that would be... in my opinion, that would probably be dumber than anything KK's done. That's saying something, because, I think he's fucking stupid. I'm not going to mince words on that. That would be dumb as fuck. And it would also go contradictory to, like, everything he's ever said about how he feels about the mutants. Like, he's not going to be like, okay, my favorite group. Okay, you all do it. He already learned that lesson from phases 4 and 5 about going, y'all do it. That shit don't work. He loves the mutants. He wants the mutants to be super successful. He ain't going anywhere for, like, another decade. Like, he's talked about his 10-year mutants on the plan. I think that rumor amounts to a fart in the wind. Yep. All right, chat. I'm going to get on out this motherfucker. Thank y'all for being here. I know how precious time is, because I never think I have enough of it. So the fact that y'all choose to spend your time up in this bitch, in this basement with me, is amazing. So thank you. I hope you had fun. I had fun. I hope to see you again Saturday night at 9 for the Saturday stream that we do around these parts. So come on back Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. And we'll talk about what happens between now and then, basically. So much love, y'all. Thank you again for being awesome. Please hit the buttons you didn't hit on the way in, on the way out. And we'll see you Saturday night. Peace. Oh, where's my mouth? Oh! No, I'm leaving. And if I was like Harry Mack or even Kendall, I'd be spitting all over this beat. My God, I love this beat. It is P-H-A-T fat. Anyway, thank you guys again for being here. Y'all are the dopest. I had, as usual, a great time, and it's because of you guys. So I hope you have a good rest of your week. And I hope to see you again Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, where we shall catch up on what happens over the next couple days. So be safe out there. Hope life treats you well between now and then. And remember this wherever you're at and whoever you are with. Always keep it nerdy. Have a good night, y'all. Much love. Later.